Hello, everybody, and welcome to Spill the Tea podcast with Afia
and Eden.
Today's topic we will be discussing is, does money bring happiness? And we will hear from a few of our callers, but at the moment we're just going to dive in from both our views. So I think money brings happiness, but not in all aspects of your life, because money can make some of your problems go away. But if you think that money is the only thing that makes you happy, and due to that, like everything you do revolves around money, then you're not going to be happy, because you can't, like...
I just feel like money provides freedom, and freedom provides some sort of happiness, right? I feel like money is not the only factor that can bring happiness, but I think money can make your life easier and make you happy, but I think it also brings a lot of problems. So it's not only happiness that it brings, I think it brings a lot of issues as well.
Okay, so back in the days, we did hear the song from Notorious B.I.G. and Puff Daddy.
And Mace. Don't forget Mace.
And Mace. Where they were saying more money, more problems. Do you agree with that?
I agree 100% with that.
So in what aspect do you see it as?
I feel like the more money you make, the more things you have to worry about.
Such as?
I feel like the people around you change. I don't think you necessarily as a person change, but I think the people around you change, and people just expect more from you, I guess. And I feel like you have more responsibilities and more on your shoulders when you make more money.
But I think money does change people. I 100% believe that money changes people in the aspect of, for instance, if you're growing up from like poverty and you never had nothing, there are certain things where once you have money, you can buy whatever you want. Mm-hmm. So even if you know, like, oh, I shouldn't be buying this $100,000 car, the fact that you have the money too, you will.
But I think it provides happiness in the short term. Like in the short term, like you buy everything you want, but then after that runs out, and you can buy everything. It's not like you're going to be happy forever, right? Because like it brings you that happiness for that moment, and then when it's like, okay, that no longer excites you, like buying that $100,000 car, buying that watch, buying whatever, like it gets old, right?
Yes.
And then at some point you're going to be like, okay, well, that doesn't make me happy anymore.
But that's the thing. Sometimes there are some people that will realize that, okay, it doesn't make me happy, but sometimes by the time you realize, maybe you might not have any more of the money to buy those stuff. So then it gets to the point of like, I feel like financially, if you're not educated with money, you're not going to be happy.
Oh, for sure.
Like, and it all starts from the education of how like you obtain the money and how you spend the money. Because some people, for instance, like growing up, if your mom or dad was not rich and they weren't financially taught how to spend their money, they won't know how to teach you how to spend your money. So when it comes, the money came, and to them, they expect you to give me without them even knowing, like, okay, what is this going to do? What am I going to do with the money? To them, it's like an instant gratification type of thing, because it's like, okay, I seen this purse, I want it. But at the point when you look at it, do you need the purse? No, but you know the money's there. You can't afford to have it. So you'll go ahead and get it. But if you're financially educated to know, you know what, maybe I should put it somewhere. Maybe I should save this or whatever. No one's saying don't spend the money, but I think you need to be educating yourself in what's more important, because you have to spend money to make money. If you're not spending.
That's true. And I also feel like the people that are around you, that all of a sudden you make all this money and that expect them to get some of it, they're not really telling you like, oh, you should be smart about your money. Like, I know you want to, like, I'm asking for this, but I think you should like invest it, be smart with your money before it runs out. Like, people are not really thinking that. They're just like, gimme.
That's very true. That's true. Because when it comes to money, I feel the harder you work for it, the more you know the value of it.
Exactly. When it comes easy, when it comes fast, you don't appreciate it. You don't value money.
No, you don't. Because the people that have to wake up every day doing 9 to 5, like, or doing whatever job they're doing, they know how hard they work for that money. So if it comes down to it right now, where like you're spending like $10, you know how hard it took you to make that $10. So you're not just going to go and just be like, you here, whereby like maybe you might lose your job the next day. Then where's the money going to come from? So
there's a lot of people that win the lottery and they don't quit their jobs.
No.
Like, they're just like, no, I'm not gonna quit my job.
Maybe because they don't do it because it's like, to them, if you quit your job right now and stay home, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's true.
It gives them some sort of something to do. But I feel like if financially you're educated, you can quit your job and still make your money work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to be answering to somebody every day. You get to do what it is you want to do. But definitely, I agree that more money you have, more problems, because especially for some of us, like, you end up having people come from all aspects of life that you don't even know who's going to come to you like,
oh, I'm your cousin.
Or I'm your daddy's dad.
People just come out of the woodwork.
And you don't even know them. Not even a day in your life. And most of them that come around, they always will end up not really telling you how you can gain more of the money. It's basically how you're going to spend it. Because the more you spend it, the money's going to be gone. And those people will be nowhere to be found.
Exactly.
And they're the same ones that if you call them, they'll be like, what?
Yeah. They'll block you.
Or you won't even hear from them.
Yeah.
Because everybody likes it when there's an abundance of money or there's, you have stuff coming in. But when you're the one that's now like down and out and you need the help, you won't find them. Like nowhere. So I feel money does bring you happy to a certain extent, but you need to be well educated in order. Investing, property, anything where it can make your money grow, not whereby you can decrease. Because sometimes if you even watch some stories with like athletes and rappers, they make it so fast and it's gone so fast.
Because they're not educated on how to...
No, they're not. And some people end up growing up how they saw with like rappers and if you have money, all these girls are going to come to you. And if you have money, like people do and it's true because the more money you have, all the people around you have are yes man. Like nobody's going to tell you no.
Yep.
You can have like 10,000 like cars and you can say you're buying another one. You don't need it, but nobody's going to tell you, hey, bro, I don't really think you need that car. Because again, they're going to feel like, they want to reap the benefits off of you too. So in that sense, I agree that money does bring you happiness.
And it brings you a lot of enemies too.
100%.
And it's always like people that are closest to you.
Always.
You know what I mean?
Always.
So I don't think it brings you happiness to a certain extent and for a certain period of time. But after that, I don't think it sustains it.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't. Because...
especially if you don't come from money and then all of a sudden...
Overnight,
you just make all these millions of dollars. No, I don't. I think it makes you happy for that moment, but then after that, it's like, okay, what next? Okay,
so then how about the people that end up having the money, but maybe they don't spend it as much as somebody would expect them to? Would you look at that person as a stingy person, or are you thinking
smart.
the person...
It's smart. The people that are not flashy, the people that have money that don't need to, like, go buy a $100,000 car, they're smart, because I know, like, they're actually creating wealth. They're not just blowing their money on material things just to, like, because they care about what people around them are going to think, or, you know, to impress other people. They don't care. Those people don't care what people think.
I think that is true, because
and they value $1. Like, they value money.
But that's the thing. I think in that sense, if we're looking at it, you have two types of people. The people that didn't come from money, where like they know how hard it is to get that money, and there are some people too that have been broke so bad that now they have that, they want to go back there again.
Yeah, they're scared.
You're gonna do everything you can
That's
to
true.
hold down to every dollar, to every dime, because you're like, if I lose all this money, then what
you don't want to go back to the way you were living before.
No, because you know how hard that is, and that's where somebody will look at you and say, or look at some people like, oh, he's so stingy with his money. But until you're in that person's shoes, or until you basically...
The people saying that are the ones that are going to go out, buy jewelry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Buy the fancy cars, just blow money on stupid stuff.
The broke ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can have somebody who has the money. They're not thinking like, oh, let me go out to the club and spend $2,000.
Yeah, on a bottle. Just to impress... If you're just impressing everyone around you, like, you don't really... You're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it to look a certain way. And to, like, create this lifestyle that people are going to want to envy you.
But I feel also, when it comes down to it as well, like, a lot of people, especially some that were losers, use money to get status.
True.
Because, like...
That's why I say money doesn't change you. Like, if you were a loser before money, you're going to be a loser with it.
No, technically
enhanced loser.
Not enhanced loser.
What are you going to be?
No,
what do you think? Like, if you were one way before, if you were a loser... Like, loser, like, let's define loser. What do you mean by the word loser?
Like, loser isn't somebody who wasn't really getting girls. Somebody who wasn't really, like, popular and nobody was really looking their ways and stuff like that. Now that they have money.
Back then, they didn't want me. Now I'm hot.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's, to me, I feel it's very true because there are people where they won't even look your way. Because to you, oh, nobody wants to deal with that broke person or no broke individual. But the minute that starts coming in, but that's where you get to see the person's intentions. Because a person that you didn't struggle with to make that money with will not know how to spend it with you. Because to them, I came and met you, you had money. So hence why sometimes, like, I applaud some of the basketball players that stick with their, like, high school sweethearts or they marry those people.
But they stuck with them, but they're, like, out there doing whatever with whoever... Like, so are they didn't really stick it, like, with them. Like, they kind of...
But you love the person because, again, even though, like...
Like, for instance, LeBron.
He might be out there doing
He's out there.
Yes, he might be out there doing it.
But his wife knows what it is, and she's been with him from the beginning, so she knows.
A man is going to be a man, broke or rich. So
you're saying, like, it's okay?
I'm not saying it's okay.
So what are you saying?
What I'm saying is
you just said a man is going to be a man. What does that mean?
A man is going to be a man, but what I'm saying, like, for instance, yeah, he decides to basically go ahead and basically, like, he grew to his status right now from high school, whatever. She's seen him or whatever the case. They've gone through things. Mm-hmm. They've done whatever the case may be. Yes, the life that he has is now you're in the public eye. And the more eyes are on you, people that don't even care for you will come to you.
For them sticking it out for this long, I don't give him any credit. I give her credit. Because it's not him, like, it's her sticking it out with him.
But then again, it did take him getting on one knee to ask her to marry him, and she said yes. She could have said no. Even though she knows, but like you said, she knows what it is and she's sticking.
Exactly.
And that's what it comes down to. Because for some of them, okay, maybe even this person, I might decide to break up with them or I might decide to go. But I've went through, like, if she decides to leave him right now and they decide to divorce, I don't think it will hurt him to give her money or give her half.
Yeah, she was there from the beginning.
Exactly. Compared to somebody, even in Drake's song, you weren't with me in the gym shooting. So, like, really and truly, I'm not trying to give you nothing because you didn't really, like... You weren't there with me like basketball play, or I've been injured and you got to be the one helping me and all this other stuff. Like, obviously these girls are going to come because you have the money. But the person who was there in the beginning that you didn't have, they were there. So now, do you also look at it like now that he got somewhere for him to just say, well, screw you, I'm now somewhere. Some guys do that. Mm-hmm. Like, they start with you from the beginning and now that they're rich or now that they've made it, you're not my type of girl. Because,
that's true.
Like... Look at the situation with even sometimes, like, I hate talking about these people, but whatever. Kanye and, like, Kim. Mm-hmm. Like, he was with a girl that was quiet, whatever. Ultimately, people looked at it like she was somebody he really, like, they could have went. But I think for his image, for whatever the reason is, she's on a certain statue and he wants to get to whatever. So he decided to maybe say whatever. And now you're with somebody that, to you feel she matches you.
So what about to you? Like, how does money matter to you, like, in a relationship?
Yes, it does.
In what way?
In a way where... And
take us back. Like, how have you evolved? Like, in your younger days, did money matter? And have you changed your opinion? Like, now that we're in our, mid-30s, like, how does money...
I say money matters in a relationship now that I'm in my mid-30s, because growing up when you're younger, you look at it as, I'm independent, I could do it on my own, I don't need no man. Mm-hmm. So even if you get with somebody, certain things that they should be doing, you basically, whether it's to do your hair, your nails, I got this, I'm going to pay for it myself. But as a man, there should be no reason or anything wrong with you paying for your females to get her nails done, whatever the reason is. And some men, instead of appreciating that, they take advantage because they look at it like, oh, she independent, she don't need me for nothing. So basically, you're just there for sex. Like, you're just there for the bedroom action. Because I've been in relationships where I've had to pay for a man to fill his gas tank.
Wow. Gas, really?
Exactly.
That's crazy.
And that happened in my 20s. Do you think that could happen to me now? You'll be pushing your car by yourself and I'll catch an Uber. Because at this stage in our life, if you don't have money to put in your gas tank, why are you driving? Park the car and take the bus. So I feel like back then, I would take anything because I didn't know better. And to me, it's, okay, financially.
I feel like being independent was like, that showed like your strength as a woman. Like, I don't need nobody. I can do it by myself.